we all know that journalists are absolute bottom feeders, but in this recorded phone call that Dave Portnoy just released from in a conversation between him and the Washington Post, you see it on full display. I mean, this is probably one of the most important phone calls in the modern era to hit the internet, because it does more to discredit fake journalism, fake news, than anything I could ever say or do. It is the fakeness. It is the manufactured, think of a narrative and then fill in the facts later. Garbage journalism, urinalism, as I call it, on full display. And I just couldn't be happier. So essentially, the Washington Compost, was working on a hit piece about Dave Portnoy. Now, look, whether or not you like Dave, he may have paper hands, but he's got brass balls. I can say that with certainty. He has a pizza fest coming up this weekend. He's got his whole one bite pizza thing. He turned it into an app, which is, I'm happy for him. He raised $50 million for small business during the COOF lockdowns, helped keep businesses. Whether or not you like the guy, these are undeniable facts about him. Okay. He caught this journalist emailing his sponsors and essentially saying, hey, Dave Portnoy is a terrible person, and you're giving him money. Response? And she lied, and it's just an amazing, amazing display that we're gonna just look at a little bit of it. I'm trying to shoot my shot. I know they have their in-house brand or whatever, Stella, which is I think Big Cat's brand. But if you see my tweet underneath there, I wrote, Dave, I will stop in and advertise. I meant step in. My brand is Coffee Brand Coffee. We sell coffee, tea, and cocoa right here in the United States. By the way, today is the last day of the promo code Under Attack being 15% off site-wide. We roast our own coffee. We have our own roasters. We have our own fulfillment. This isn't some drop ship thing. I'm involved in dialing in the taste and the roast levels of literally everything, along with our roast master, of course. And we have 2 new fall flavors out, Spiked Jack-O-Lantern, Pumpkin Pie, which are both ridiculously delicious, a little bit of coffee and a little bit of sweetener. We also have our non-flavored coffees. We have decaf. We have K-Cups. We have 12 organic teas. We got real cacao cocoa. Promo code Under Attack. I would love to earn your business today. Link in the description. So, he wrote, I caught wind that the Washington Post was writing a hit piece about me and my pizza fest, so I did what I do. I went on the offensive. And here's the article. Here's the email from the Washington Post, okay? This is important to an advertiser. I don't know who. Doesn't really matter. From Emily Heil. Interesting last name. Hi. Just following up on this, we are planning to write about the festival and how some of the sponsors and participants have drawn criticism by seeming to associate themselves with Dave Portnoy, who has a history of misogynistic comments and other problematic behavior. I wanted to make sure that this company had a chance to respond to this, since the company is the most prominent of the partners for his festival. Let me actually tell you what this is saying, okay? You probably know, but they're saying, hey, other people have taken heat for sponsoring him. You wouldn't want that, do you? Because I'm the Washington Post and I'm going to write an article about your company giving this evil man money. This is tortious interference. This is an email sent with the sole purpose to shame advertisers out of backing Pizza Fest, which, by the way, I would happily do. Coffee Brand Coffee is here for you, buddy. If anybody backs out, happy to take their spot. They did this, and they were going to release the article on Friday, okay? The day before the Pizza Fest, all right? So this was the number one, in my opinion, it was very clear. And when we hear this phone call, it is absolute destruction. So he gets this chick's number from this email, and he just calls her and records it.
This is Emily.
Hey, Emily, this is Dave Portnoy calling. I'm recording you right now, but I've noticed a bunch of people, it seems like you're sending, we have this Pizza Fest happening on Saturday, and you're reaching out to our advertisers, and you're basically sending an email that says, to the effect, Dave's a misogynist, racist, do you want to defend yourselves advertising at this event, right?
Now we know that that is in fact the email this woman sent. Now I suspect it's probably of the same wording and verbiage to every advertiser, because why would you rewrite the whole email? You just swap in the brand. So they're contacting every brand in an attempt to shame them out of advertising, so then they can beat their chest in the article and say, ooh, we spoke to some brands, and they said, well, they were shocked to hear about Dave's evil past, and they pulled their advertising.
Right?
I'm sorry, what's your name, Dave? I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm the guy you're writing the article about, Dave Portnoy.
Oh, you're Dave Portnoy. Oh, hey, how are you?
Good.
Hey, how are you?
So,
Like,
no, I'm not.
she's so caught.
I haven't said anything like that.
Well, I can read if you want. If you want, I can read what you actually sent. I have.
I love it. She outright lies to him. I didn't send anything like that. I never sent anything like that.
It.
Yeah, read.
Oh,
I sent a bunch of notes, so I want to
I
make
must
sure
have
I know
forgot.
which one.
Okay.
She must have forgot.
We are planning to write about the festival and how some of the sponsors and participants have drawn criticism by seemingly to associate themselves with Dave Portnoy.
Now, let me be clear. None of the sponsors have drawn criticism. See, notice the weaseliness of that statement? The criticism hasn't happened yet. It's going to be a part of the Washington Post article. The Washington Post is going to criticize them. The email lies and says, hey, these other people are getting tons of criticism. You wouldn't want to get that criticism too, with no evidence.
Who has a history of misogynist comments and other problematic behavior. I want to make sure that blank had a chance to respond to this, since the company is the most prominent of their partners of his festival.
Oh, that's
Oops.
the one I sent to, which was definitely the most pointed of them, because
Oh, the one you got happened to be the one that was the most egregious. The one you got what happened to be the most egregious. All my other ones were fair and balanced, though. She lied to his face. I never sent anything like that. Oh, that one? Yeah, I did send that one. Yesterday. This is an email she sent yesterday. Yesterday. She happened to forget it in 12 hours?
I really did want them to respond, and I was hoping to get something from them.
Right, you did want them to respond. You wanted them to respond by dropping coffee. I was going to say coffee, bread, coffee. You wanted them to respond by dropping Pizza Fest. They wanted to drop their sponsorship, so then their article could say, we did it for the greater good. This is the same crap that led to like the Vox Adpocalypse and all this kind of stuff.
You think that's fair? Like, I totally disagree with the assertions of what you said, that misogynist and all that stuff. So, like, it kind of backs people into a corner. So I'm happy to go over anything. I mean, that is pretty pointed. You said you didn't do it. Then I have the exact evidence of you doing it. So
No, I didn't say I didn't do that. I said
yes,
I did.
you
That was
did.
the one that was the most pointed.
well, no, that what before I provided proof, you said you didn't really remember doing that, and then I read it to you, and you're like, oh yeah, I did it that one time.
He's right. She's trying to gaslight him. No, she's caught in a lie. She's fruited her looms guaranteed.
So you did do it. I'm happy to talk about the comments, because to me, it's kind of like torturous interference. Like, we're doing an event. Everyone's happy about the event. I've raised $50 million for small business. I've helped pizza. None of that. It's Dave's misogynist and problematic. And I'm happy to talk about it, because to me, nobody would like if someone's going around sending that email to their sponsors. And again, you're not like questioning. It's almost like a statement of fact. This is what I am.
It is a statement of fact. And this is why, Dave, if somebody close to you watches this, I'm sure you won't watch this video, you have to sue them. You have to sue them for tortious interference. You have the money. You have the time. You have the legal team. The reason that you need to sue is because the next person they do this to won't have that. It's like when they do this crap to Elon or they do this crap to Trump, he has to sue them. And you have to make it have an extreme financial penalty, because when they do it to the little guy, remember when they did it to that kid who was the Covington Catholic boys? They painted them like, terrible people, and they got sued over it. There has to be a penalty to this type of yellow journalism. Otherwise, they're going to keep doing it. And when they do it to the next guy, they won't have the clout and money it takes to take them on.
Yeah, so I do want to talk to you about this.
Oh, I bet you do.
And I just want you to know that the story I'm working on with a colleague. And I want to kind of loop him on this because we did want to talk to you. And we were
When were you going to reach out?
Never.
We were planning on doing it tomorrow morning.
Never.
But
So you're going to write the article and then give me, like, I've had that a bunch. People write a full article and then give me the points after.
We're doing a bunch of reporting, and we wanted to make sure that when we finally did talk to you, we could really kind of present what, or talk.
She's lying. She's caught. Her hands are so deep in the cookie jar. At this point, I think it's almost like when you get pulled over, if you get pulled over by a cop and you're going like 25 over, you just you see a cop, you blow by him at 25 and you just pull over and you're like, all right, you got me. Like, she's so caught. And the whole call is her just trying to, like, weasel out of it. A lot of by the way, again, if you see, let's get his attention. Leave a like and retweet this if you're on X on the tweet. You see, Luke, Rutkowski, this woman deserves to be fired immediately, and she's clearly trying to hurt you rather than actually do real journalism. Well, yeah, of course. That's exactly what she's doing. I don't get this person. What allegations I haven't made up in my mind. I'm just trying to make everyone else's up. Once you face them, they break easy, which is true. You call them and, like, she immediately crumbled. And this is how you have to handle this, because they'll publish the article probably, but it's going to be a thud. You know what I mean? And if they get any sponsors to leave, he has every right to sue them, and I hope he does. So I'm really glad Dave did this, and I'm glad that he put it on the internet for the world to see what real modern urinalism is. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.